Hello everyone and welcome to episode 9 of B-17 here on the World War II Solitaire board game channel. And it is late at night, it's about half-past midnight and I should be in bed, but I want to fly a mission of B-17 Queen of the Skies. I don't want to go to bed, and so I am fortunately a grown-up, so that is what we're gonna do. So sometimes, just sometimes, being a grown-up really rocks. So last mission was one of few victories. We actually bombed the Antwerp industry for 30%, but well, we didn't have so much luck. Now on 8 missions we had 2 victories and 6 draws. So we're still winning, we still have a positive score for the campaign. We still have our original bomber, Heaven's Way. We have Johnny P as the bombardier. 2 more missions and he will have veteran status. We have Rick Tor as our navigator, yours truly as captain. And 2 more missions and I will have veteran status. We'll have a positive die roll modifiers for a few situations. Unfortunately, we lost our original co-pilot, and that is the only original crew member we have lost. So we have a new co-pilot. His name is Philip Merritt. This is going to be his second mission. We have our engineer, Ronald D. Ermy, our radio operator, Tom Martin, Boltard Gunner, Angus Young, Port Waist Gunner, Malcolm Young, Starboard Waist Gunner, Cliff Williams, and Tail Gunner, Barn Scott. Our kills are 2 kills by our engineer, that's Master Sergeant Ronald Lee Ermy. He has killed 2 ME-109s, and our bombardier Johnny P has taken down 1 Messerschmitt. Okay, so we're gonna roll now on green 2 for today's mission. Roll 4. I would hope for a roll of 1 to 3 because those are the easier missions, but we have to go to Rotterdam. I believe that is in Holland, in the Netherlands, and it's a shipyard. So we can see Rotterdam is all over here in zone 4. Well, we're still gonna have fighter cover, you know, so we cannot complain too much. Let's note it here also. This is our mission number 9. Ooh. Time goes fast. Shipyard, that is the first time we go to Rotterdam. And now we roll for our formation on G4. And roll 5, that is going to be in the middle. And now we have been low squadron position now for every time, so I'm really hoping not to get it this time. Roll 6, we are in the low again, so that's a +1 for enemy fighter waves. That is really unfortunate. I don't understand why we have to get low every time. Okay, so we should look at our Gazette, that's G11 for Rotterdam, and Rotterdam is -2, -1, 0, turns into -1, 0, and +1. With our shitty, pardon my French, squadron position, which is low. But my personal guess would be that High Command has decided this for us because we haven't been very successful at bombing the target, so perhaps this is our punishment now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and head out. So we fly into the first zone towards Rotterdam, which you have over here. No combat, but we now enter zone 2, so now things can start to happen. We roll for fighter cover. 1, that is poor fighter cover. So we are not off to a good start. We have to roll on B1 for enemy fighters. We have a -1 to the roll. We'll roll 2, so we have no enemy fighters. We move on into zone 3 and we roll for fighter cover. Fighter cover is again poor. And again we roll for B1. We have no modifier to the roll. B1, a roll of 1. We're very lucky. That is no fight yet again. And we enter zone 4. This is as far as we've ever been. And we roll for fighter cover yet again. This time we roll good fighter cover. That's good because this is you know, a mandatory wave of enemies. We go ahead and roll for weather. Roll 4, so that is going to be good weather. So that's good for us, but it's also good for the enemy flak and enemy fighters. So talking about fighters, we have to roll now on B2, and we have a +1 modifier to the roll because of our shitty, yes, I'm going to use that word, squadron position. Roll 2, which 3, which becomes 4. So that position modifier effectively gives us one more enemy squadron or enemy wave. 34, okay, it's gonna be the first wave, and second wave is going to be 26, and that is no attackers. And I still like to note it just to have it. Okay, so let's go to combat. Okay, so we have 190 coming in at 1030 high, and then we have an ME 110 doing a vertical climb. So we are going to go ahead and roll for our cover, fighter cover on M4. We have good cover today, so we only need a roll of 3 or higher to drive them away. And roll a 6, that would drive effectively 3 of them away. So both of these guys are driven away. But we're not out of harm's way yet. Now we have to roll for flak, and we want a low number. We roll 3, that's pretty good. That's light flak, so we roll 3 times on 03. We roll 9, that is a miss. Then we roll 7, that is also a miss. And finally we roll 2, that is unfortunately a hit. So that's a bit unfortunate to be hit by flak during light flak. We roll on 04 now. And we roll 10, that is going to be 4 flak hits. Ah, oh, that's tough luck. That's tough luck when you have light flak. So now we're all on 05. First flak hit is gonna be a starboard wing. Next flak hit. It's gonna be 7. That's gonna be the tail. Third flak hit. It's gonna be 11. That's starboard wing again. So I'll just write X2 here. And fourth and final hit, we roll 9. That is gonna be the waist. So let's start by resolving the first starboard hit. So there is an error here on the O2 area effect. We can see here that starboard wing referenced the B-14 chart, but the B-14 is crew wound, so that is an incorrect reference. We have to check B-11, which is wings. So we roll 2D. And we roll 8 superficial damage. Roll again for the second hit. And we roll 8 again, so that's both of them are superficial. Wow, that is not nice. I mean, it's nice to get the superficial, but it's not nice to be scared like that. We roll now for the tail hit on P6. 7 is the rudder. Rudder takes 1 hit with 3 hits. Rudder is inoperable. Okay, rudder damage 1. And then we have the waist P5 and roll 8. That is going to be starboard gunner. Okay, so our starboard gunner now, that's Cliff Williams. We have to roll on B-14 wounds for him. And roll a D6. A D6 means he has a light wound. He can continue do this, but and they are unimpaired. So Cliff Williams, starboard waist gunner, receives a light wound token. And I don't really have to show you this, but I just figured that you see this, the placement board, so you haven't seen it many times. So I thought, well, I have a chance to actually show it to you. So because it's a big part of the game, it gives you a good idea about where everyone is sitting. But anyway, this is where we have Cliff Williams. He got a light wound. We also go ahead and note that here. See here, wave 34 is done, by the way. Starboard waist gunner, light wound. Okay, so we have survived the flak. Now we get to try to bomb the target. Johnny P is up again. Come on, Johnny, you can do it. Johnny needs a roll of 3 or higher. I believe in you, Johnny. I believe in your power in this mission. I think you can do it. Oh, Johnny P. Johnny P, man. I gotta say that I think that was my fault because I kind of jinxed it. I thought it would be good luck, but apparently it wasn't. We will roll for bombing accuracy. We still have a chance to hit the target on roll of 2, 4, 11, or 12. 7. That is another 0% bomb run. I gotta say, this is a very strange campaign because I've been rather lucky with the crew. Almost everyone has survived. Everyone has survived, but one has been sent home. But the bomb runs, they have just been awful, just awful. Okay, so we turn the ship around and we head back to England. We have to roll for fighter cover on our way back. That is gonna be poor fighter cover. Okay, we're gonna roll now on table B2 for fighter waves. We have a +1. Roll a 3 becomes a 4. That is 2 enemy waves. First wave is 22. So we mark it here. 22. Second wave is 31. And 31, we might escape that one. We'll see what happens. Let's go to battle. Okay, so we have some 110s, 110s, whatever you call them, coming in. 12 o'clock low, 10:30 low. We have poor fighter cover, but with a good roll, we might get rid of them anyway, or at least one of them. So we roll a 4. Even with poor, that is going to be none. So we have to deal with those two guys. 10:30, I will go ahead and use the port cheek gun. 12 o'clock low. 10 low, I can actually use the ball turrets too. So I'll go ahead and use the ball turret. And then at 12 o'clock low, I can use the ball turret and the nose gun. I use the nose gun. Go ahead and mark off the ammo for nose gun, port cheek, and ball turret. We need a roll of 6 to hit now, but we still need to... What's going on with this camera, man? This is bugging out. We still need to roll for status, left to right. Average pilot. Average pilot. Okay, we will roll for damage now. Port cheek gunner is fired by my navigator. That's Rick Tor. 6 or to hit the ME 110. Here was a 4. And then the ball turret is fired by the ball turret gunner, Sergeant Angus Young. He needs a 6. Miss. Nose MG, that is fired by Bombardier. That's Johnny P. He's a 6. He rolls a 1. Johnny P, you have failed me twice today. I'm a little bit disappointed with you. We take away these and let the Messerschmitts fire on us. So both of them will hit us on a roll of 5 or 6. So we go left to right as usual. First is a hit. Second is a miss. So this guy will pass, but we'll do that later. See if we can take him down. So to hit me, well, he has hit me actually, so we have to roll to see how many hits. And we roll 8 from 10:30. A roll of 8 means only 1 hit. So that's alright with me. Let's bring out our mission chart here. 10:30 low, 1 hit. And the hit is going to be from 10:30 low on a roll of 9. That is the waist. So So we consult, that is going to be P5, roll 2, D6, 7 superficial damage. Whew. Okay, we're good. We're still good. Okay, so this one misses, so he goes back home to Deutschland. This lad will fly by, and we will fire now with the tail guns. So we mark off with the tail guns. So Sergeant Bon Scott now has a chance to hurt this guy. We will hit on a roll of 6, roll 2, so unfortunately we miss. We have to roll on chart B6 to see where this fighter goes. On a roll of 3, he's going to go at 6 o'clock level. So at 6 o'clock level, we can fire with the tail guns. We have a pretty decent chance to hit him. So he's coming back for Bon Scott to get some payback, but I think Bon Scott has a different idea, because at 6 o'clock level, we will hit the 110 on a roll of 3, 4, 5, or 6. Let's do it. We roll 5, and we should not forget to mark ammo. So I marked the ammo box here. We have hit this guy, and we will have a +1 now when rolling for the damage, because we fired the tail guns. It's the same for the ball turret, top turret, and tail guns. And we roll a 1. Come on. That is really unlucky, because that means it's only a -1. He will fire now at us. And being fired from 6 o'clock means he's going to hit on a roll of 3, 4, 5, or 6. So that's really bad. He has a -1, of course, but I don't think it's going to help us. He rolls a 1. That is very lucky indeed. That means he misses and he breaks away. That takes care of the first fighter wave. We have the next fighter wave, which is wave 31. That is a 110. Doing a vertical climb. We roll, we have poor fighter cover, so only on a roll of 5 or 6 do we drive him away. I don't know what's going on with my camera, why it's doing that. Hopefully it's not been going on for too long, because that is going to be really annoying to watch. Yeah, sorry about the camera. I got a new camera, it's really bad. Trying to save up for for a new one. Okay, so hopefully it's not going to bug out anymore. Really sad to see that, because I spend so much time recording and I can't really go back because I don't want to corrupt the story. Hopefully you did not have to suffer through that epileptic show for long. If it happens, I would recommend just looking away and just listening to what I say for the few moments, the few minutes we might have that. Anyway, we roll for fighter cover now, and I roll a 4, which is very bad. You can see here on the chart with poor fighter cover, that is not going to help me out. So vertical climb, diving, we can see here, we have to look at the B3 chart, and this is wave 31. So the vertical climb references E. Only the ball turret may fire at this fighter and must roll a 3 to 6 to hit, and this fighter may be driven off by fighter cover. So not a lot of choice here. We put the ball turret gunner on him. We mark off 1 box of ammo for the ball turret gunner. We need a roll of 3 to 6 to hit. We roll 4, so we do hit. We have a +1 now on the M2. We hope we get a 3, 4. I don't really know why I'm being so unlucky with my rolls. Again, I'm lucky that my guys survive, but it's, you know, rather annoying anyway. So let's see what this guy needs now to hit us. Doesn't actually say. I can't really understand what, because it says 3 to 6 to hit, but I think that's regarding our ball turret gunner, but I'm guessing maybe that is for the fighter. So 3 to 6 he hits, but we have a -1. He rolls a 4, which becomes a 3, and then that is unfortunately enough to hit us. We roll to see how many hits. That is 6, so from a vertical climb, that is going to be 2 hits. So let's note that on our Report here. Vertical climb. Did I say 2 hits, I believe? Let's see here. Yeah, 2 hits. Let's roll to see what he will hit. First hit is 9. There's going to be walking hits. Come on. Okay, so walking hits A. Oh, that is so many. Nose. Pilot compartment, we just write PC. Bomb bay, we write BB. Radio room. Waist. And finally tail. Like I said, I don't know why we are being so unlucky. I'll put this guy down here for... he's going to come back for a third and final pass. So we're not going to get rid of him. Let's start with the nose. That is going to be pink 1. And we're all 9. That is going to be superficial damage. Then we have the pilot compartment. And we're all 6. That is going to be superficial. Then we have the bomb bay. And we're all 9. That is going to be... I thought it was going to be superficial bombs. Doesn't really matter. We don't have any bombs left. We dropped our bombs. If bombs already dropped, no effect. Otherwise, roll 1 to 4, no effect. Oh, 5 to 6 bombs detonate. Okay, but we don't have our bombs left, so no effect. Man, that would have been real hell. Ready room 5. Radio out, no mayday. And then we have a final, 2 final actually. So we have the waist, and that is P5. We're all 7, so that is going to be, wow, superficial damage. Okay, I take back that we're not lucky. Tail, and we're all 10. That is a tail plane. Don't actually know what a tail plane is. Tells us to roll 1 more time. Roll a 1, that is no effect. Okay. Port elevator inoperable, starboard elevator inoperable, port tailbell root hit. I have no idea what that means. What is an elevator? What is the port? I would have to check all of them out. Okay, if they're all inoperable, landing rolls have a -1. So yeah, basically we would have a harder time to land. Okay, so the deals, the hits are dealt, and we have survived. So yeah, we were quite lucky. And this fighter will roll again to see his new position on B6, and he rolls a 6. That is 1030 level. So he ends up over here. We roll again for fighter cover defense. No, actually we don't. We have already done that, and that's not going to help us. But we get to fire at him 1030 level. Port cheek gun. That's not going to do anything good. We mark off the ammo and need a 6 to hit. This is our navigator Rictor firing. Have so close. He rolls a 5. Okay, for this guy now to hit us at 1030 level, he needs a roll of 5 or 6. He rolls 3, becomes a 2 with his negative modifier. That means the battle is over. We have survived the last wave of enemy fighters in Zone 4. Okay, good job, crew. We managed to make it out alive. We are going now to Zone 3. We roll for fighter cover, which is fair. We roll on our Zone 3, no modifiers. That is B1. And we roll a 4. That is going to give us 1 squadron of enemy fighters. 1 wave. 54. That is going to be 4 109s. We mark here 54. And we place out our enemies. Wow, look at these guys. They are trying something here. 1 109 at 6 o'clock low, and 3 of them. 1 high, 1 level, 1 low. we have a fair fighter cover, so with a little bit of luck now, we'll make it a little bit better. Roll 1. That is not going to help us at all. So we're in a bad situation here. This is the fun part about being in the low squadron position. It is not good. Well, at least we're in the middle formation position, so it could have been worse. We could have had one more Messerschmitt. 6 o'clock low means we can fire the top. See here, 6 o'clock low, ball turret and tail guns, but we're just gonna go ahead and fire the tail guns. At 12 o'clock high, we can fire top turret and nose. We will fire the top turret. At 12 o'clock level, we can fire nose and top turret. We will fire the nose. At 12 o'clock low, we can fire the nose and the ball turret. We will fire the ball turret. This way we have one machine gun firing at each of our enemy fighters. We mark off nose, top, ball, and tail. Our radio is out. That also means that if they pass and we don't have this 6 o'clock, we can't fire because we can't call it out to the radio man. To the tail gunner that, you know, they're coming your way. The radio's shot to pieces. Okay, this is tough, guys. To get with the tail gun here, we need to roll a 5 or a 6, I believe. Let's see, 6 o'clock low. 4, 5, or 6. Okay. And that's pretty good. We should be able to do that. So Bon Scott, here's your chance to redeem yourself. 4, 5, or 6. Yes, sir. You get it. Roll now on M2. Hit damage against German fighter with a +1. And roll a 2, which becomes a 3. That is what we want. Fighter is going to break off after this firefight. And then we roll for top turret. Top turret, that's going to require a 6 to roll. That's our engineer. He's killed a lot of fighters. Ronald Lee Ermey. And he rolls a 6. I'm not surprised. I'm telling you, this guy is crazy. He rolls on M2 table with a +1. He rolls a 1. He gets a lot of hits, but he can be very unfortunate. I gotta give him that. Nose, we need a roll of 6, and that's a bombardier, Johnny P. Johnny P is usually pretty good too. And then we have the last one, ball turret. The ball turret is fired by Angus Young. Needs a 6, and we roll a 4. Okay, that is very unfortunate. Let's get our firing markers back. Oh yeah, we should have rolled for pilot status. Let's do it now. Average. We go up to down. Average. Average. And average. So they're all average. It didn't matter. Roll for him first at 6 o'clock. He will hit on a roll of 3, 4, 5, or 6, but he has a -2. He rolls 5, becomes a 3. That is unfortunately enough to hit. We check his hits at 6 o'clock with a roll of 8. That is going to be 2 hits. Okay. 6 o'clock. Level. 2 hits. And the hits are going to be let's see here, 6 o'clock level. First hit is 9. That is going to be the tail. And second hit is 4. That is going to be the tail again, right? 6 o'clock level. Yes. So we have 2 tail hits, so let's check those right away to get over with it. Roll on P6. 7, that is the rudder. Rudder takes 1 hit. That is the second hit. That's pretty bad. Rudder here, with 3 hits, rudder is inoperable. So that's our second rudder hit. And second hit now. 2, that is going to be suit heater, tail gunner's heat out. Oh, come on. That's bad. Tail gunner's heat out. Ugh. That sucks. Well, and this guy, he's breaking off because he has the -2, so at least we get rid of him. And then we go ahead and roll for next uninvited guest here, this guy. So he will hit on a 5 or a 6, but he has a -1 modifier. He rolls a 6, of course. That is what it is. Let's roll to see how many hits. He rolls 3, and that is going to be a lot. That is going to be 2 hits. So again, we have to note this down to remember all of this. 12 o'clock high, 2 hits. And the hits are going to be from 12 o'clock high. A roll of 3 is superficial damage. Second hit is 5. That is a radio room. Let's write RR. We go to our pink chart. Pink 4. 8. That is going to be superficial damage. Okay, that's cool. But this guy will come back. We'll put him down here. Next guy is up. He needs a 5 or 6 to hit. He rolls a 6 as well. It's just crazy. These guys are not aces, but they kill me anyway. Let's roll to see how many times he hits me on a roll of 5. That is going to be from 12 o'clock. That's 2 hits. 12 o'clock level, 2 hits. And the hits will be 2. Let me find it. 12 o'clock level. 9. That is pilot compartment. That's not a good one. That's where I am. And second, we roll 6. That is going to be port wing. Port wing takes a lot of beating. Pilot compartment first. And roll 8. 8, it's top turret. This is not me. Roll 1d, 1 to 2 guns inoperable, 3 to 5 engineer wounded, 6 guns inoperable, and engineer rolls for wound. 5, that is engineer has to roll for wound. Ah, come on, don't kill Ronald. Ronald Lee Ermy, our engineer and master sergeant. We're all on B14 for the wound. 4, that's a serious wound. That really sucks. So we'll put a serious wound on him when we're done with this. We still have the port wing. So we roll now on B11. And we roll 11. That is wing root. See effect for roll 2 or 3 above. I believe we got the root the last time, right? The last mission. 1 wing root hit. When the wing root has accumulated 5 hits over the course of mission, the wing rips off. Okay. So, wing root hit on 11. So, that is going to be the port wing. So, PW wing root hit. And that's going to be 1 then, I'm guessing. Yeah, that is 1. Okay, so our engineer here, unfortunately, is seriously wounded. We'll put the marker out later on, but we will finish this fight. This is going to come back later. We have 1 more here, 12 o'clock low. He needs also a 5 or 6 to hit. He rolls a 3. So at least we have 1 plane that doesn't get to fire again. We roll on B6 now for the fighters. The first one goes to 12 o'clock high. So he's coming back for more, this guy. Second guy rolls 7. That is going to be 12 o'clock high as well. So both of them come at 12 o'clock high. Wow, the guts of these guys. We have the top turret and we have the nose gun. We fire the nose gun with our bombardier Johnny P. But unfortunately, the top turret cannot be fired now, as that is the engineer's turret, and he is currently seriously wounded. So we roll for top nose MG, but we mark first. See nose. And we go ahead and roll. He needs a 6 to hit. Ah, yes. Johnny P, I love you, man. We'll roll for the damage. Johnny P, I hate you, man. It's a love-hate relationship. That is going to be at least a 1-1 to his roll. But he continues. I'm kidding, Johnny. That was a joke. If you're watching this, that was a joke. If you're not watching, it's not a joke. I don't care. Come on. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we have to roll for their attack now. This guy will, both of them will only hit me on a roll of 6 since they have the -1 modifiers. So lefty first, he rolls a 2, and next guy rolls a 5. Very good. So Johnny P, you saved us from that attack. He would have attacked us and hit us if it wasn't for that -1 modifier you gave when you shot at him with that machine gun. Okay, so sadly now we put a serious wound here on the engineer, and that means that most likely this is going to be the end of the campaign for our engineer, because only on a roll of 6 later on will he actually be able to help us. We have more trouble here. The tail gunner, Bon Scott, his heating is out, so we have to drop out of formation. But actually I think we're good, because we're still going to move to zone 2 and then we drop in zone 1. Okay guys, let's get to it. Let's get back to England. Okay, so we move to zone 2. We have survived the F-54 fighter wave, and we are gonna go ahead and drop formation straight away, and that removes this negative modifier here, +1, so we get a -2 now to our fighter roll. We can still get fighters. Yeah, we have to change this also, get rid of the middle one, and this one 1,000 feet. And basically, if we get fighters now, we're gonna have a really bad time. So I think maybe this is a very stupid idea. I think actually I'm gonna go ahead and change my mind. We haven't done anything yet, because it's just if we get those fighters, that is going to be, they're going to do 3 attacks even if they miss. I feel like that would be stupid. Okay, so let's roll for fighter cover. Poor. So I think we did a good choice of not dropping out. And then we roll for on B1, number of German fighter waves. And roll a 1, so there's no fighter waves. We go into zone 1, and here we drop to save our tail gunner from middle to 10,000 feet, and that removes our squadron position. Then we go ahead and roll for weather on 01. We have a roll of 7, that's good weather. And we manage to land in England. And once again, our commander asks us, how can you miss the target so many times? I'm gonna have to note here we have a 0, so that's really sad. That is gonna be another draw, but I mean, I guess you gotta try to think positive. It's a draw, it is not a defeat. Okay, so we have some problems here now. First of all, our starboard waist gunner Cliff Williams, he's lightly wounded. He will be fit to fight another day. However, we have our engineer, our Ronald Lee Ermy. He's our lead gunner with his 2 kills. He was seriously wounded. That means we have to roll. On a roll of 1, he will continue. 2 to 5, he gets sent home due to the wounds. On 6, he dies. Let's do it. That's really sad. I'm very happy that you survived, but it makes me sad to see you go home. So now we have to cross him out from our squad list. Okay, so we note here, sent home, at least not killed in action. And that is the end of Ronald Lee Ermey. 2 kills, so I mean he did a very good job, but I would have liked to see him continue. And that means that we have now only, out of our 10 crew members, only 8 of them are original crew members. The 2 other guys here, the co-pilot and engineer, they are going to be replacements. I'm going to check my roster and see next volunteer. So yeah, that's pretty lame. But I mean, we are done now with mission number 9, so that means we have only 16 missions left. So we're not quite halfway through it, but not too far either. We're more than 1/3 through our mission. We took some damage this time as well. We took 2 hits through rudder, radio got out, tail gunner heat out, and wing root hit. You should roll as always, of course, for the landing, but we have modifiers here on landing. So no problem for us. We have managed to land. Still, we didn't hit the target, but I guess I should be happy just that we're alive. I just want to see some results. It's such a good feeling when you hit the target. And I mean, on a roll of 3 to 6, you hit the target. So I can't believe how often I get that not on target roll. Really unlucky. But Johnny P, I'm sure he's gonna get better at it. So and he is definitely, because if he survives for 1 more mission, he's becoming a veteran. And on mission 11 and forward, he will have a +1 to his roll. So then it's only gonna be a failure on a roll of 1. Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope I will see you for mission number 10. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I would be very happy if you would subscribe, because it helps me out a lot. Also, liking and commenting on the video helps me out very much. Okay guys, I will see you next time.